It's absolutely insane. We're going to go through it. But let's say good morning first. Good morning, Bianca. Good morning, Shane. Good morning, Anna. Good morning, Robert. Good morning, Random Dude Draws and Sultan and Raymond. Good morning, Hooded Justice and Random Dude Draws. Black Phoenix. Good morning, AD. Good morning, Ginger Lux. I did see somebody say they were from Denmark. That's so cool. Where was that at? Good morning, Truth. Good morning from Copenhagen, Denmark. That's amazing. That's so cool. But good morning to you. So we are going to good morning, the Eagle. Good morning, Joseph Santos and Daniela. Now I'm gonna ask you guys. Do you want to start out with how much have I missed? I literally just started Savage Karma, so good morning to yourself. Good morning, dude. Abides. Amber Heard Party Girl. Yes, I suppose so. Would you guys rather put a 1 in the chat to start with the 5 biggest bombshell reveals with Laura B, or do you want to go through the different articles? I have one from The Cut, I have one from Entertainment Weekly, and then I also have some of the court documents. So put a 1 in the chat for the video, put a 2 in the chat for the different articles and tweets. Something is rotten in Denmark. Ah ha ha ha. We got a 1, and 1. Good morning, James. Wait, is this a different James? Is this James Knox or is this a different James? Regardless, good morning. Good morning. I think we overwhelmingly said 1, except for Savage Karma. Poor Savage Karma. She's awesome. Hi from Scotland. That's amazing. Welcome, Susan. So we're gonna go through this. Now I don't know if I feel like this is a little bit controversial to say, so I want to say it right off the bat. I know not everybody likes Popcorn Planet, but the thing I can say about Popcorn Planet is when it comes to this trial, he's definitely done his due diligence. So I don't have a person. I know some people don't care for the man. We're going through this. I want to be sure here because I am the real Laura B is on here, and I am the real Laura B is the girl boss of the Johnny Depp community. She is the BAMF. That is not even a joke. This woman has followed this case since day 1, updated, and made sure to every time there was an update or every time there was new court documents, she kept you informed. I love Laura B. I will get her. Actually, you know what? I'll do it right now. Could one of my mods possibly get her YouTube channel up here? I said girl boss. Yes, I cringed a little bit myself saying it, Sultan. Hello from London. Good morning, Rebecca. Or afternoon. But yes, Laura is amazing. She really does a great job at keeping you informed. And there's a lot of times where it's really hard for me to keep as update on this stuff. And push out videos as fast as some of these people do. I don't have the ability to do so. So I'm really thankful for people like this that are able to, like Laura, Popcorn Planet. There's quite a few, that Umbrella guy. These people are able to get to it very quick. This is their job, right? And it's really great. Thank you so much, Hooded Justice. I'm gonna pin her channel because I do think probably most of you know who Popcorn Planet is. So I want to make sure we at least give her some credit here because she's awesome. So let's take this out. This is the 5 biggest reveals from this unsealed document. Now, of course, if you've been here for any length of time, you know I'm going to pause this a lot and I'm going to give my opinion. So if you don't enjoy that, I apologize. But yes, make sure you guys hit like. I would appreciate it. Come on. I'll wait. All right, we're good. Because I trust you. All right, let's check this out.
I am Andy Signor, and I'm so happy to be back in studio. Documents from the JD trial. Oh, man, Laura, I've been away, and so I'm...
Can you guys let me know in the chat if the audio is okay? I would appreciate you. I've got because I recorded a video and I had my settings wrong, a little funky. A little funky. Is the audio okay? I think it's good. Thank you, Savage Karma. Thank you, Shane. Thank you, Random Dude Draws. Again, I'm never gonna stop telling you how good of an artist this dude is. You will see, but oh my god. All right, let's check this out. We're gonna put it on 1.25, guys. I have a problem. I don't know if it's my ADD or what, but I need things a little quicker.
Connecting, and thank you for helping me update. You guys should know I teamed up with Andrea, Laura, and Tug. The four of us were in a thread trying to make sure that you guys knew we were trying to unseal these documents because personally, I want it all out there. There's a lot of.
I guess I should give a little bit of the backstory with Andrea here. She's the one who actually got, from my understanding, correct me if I am wrong, but she's the one that actually got these documents unsealed. It costs 3.3K to do, and they raised it in literally like an hour. So it was pretty I mean, it's the Johnny Depp community. I'm not surprised. Honestly, it's one of the best communities out there, but it only took a matter of a little over an hour. And Andrea did great, and she got these documents for everybody, and holy crap.
Of media outlets that are trying to say, oh, the Johnny Depp fans. In fact, I'm going to call one out. I can't help it. I can't help it, Laura. Johnny Depp defenders.
Johnny Depp defenders crowdsourcing thousands to pay to unsealed new pages in the texts that support Amber Heard case and outing a bunch of Marilyn Manson texts that support ERW. Oh, God. I do know that Marilyn Manson called her Amber Heard 2.0. I find that fascinating. Case in the process. Sometimes fate has a sense of humor. I do think it's funny. I've seen this narrative a little bit. I shared one on my shorts where it's like, oh, Johnny Depp fans got these all unsealed, and look at this. It backfired spectacularly. It backfired. How? Okay, all right. You're saying it backfired because he put in photos that had a saturation change that were backed up by metadata that they were a little photoshopped. Okay. Right, because you haven't photoshopped a photo before. I'm so sure you are perfect. We've all done it. Literally for thumbnails. There's a lot of times when I will take the saturation and, you know, if there's bright purples or bright yellows, I will up the saturation to make it catch the eye a little bit more, and I'll up the saturation because thumbnails are important, right? So it catches your eye. I do that all the time. It is pretty normal. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Totally backfired.
Crowdsourcing thousands to pay to unseal new pages and texts that support her nonsense. We're going to debunk that in a second.
Yeah.
And outing a bunch of Marilyn Manson texts that support ER's case. And first of all, why are you assuming all Johnny Depp defenders are supporting Marilyn, for one? That's, again, you showing your own terrible journalism and bias, Kat. You're just proving your ignorance over and over, but worse, your bias. And guys, there's so much media bias. Laura, you were seeing it too. They've sort of cherry-picked a lot of these negative things. And now they're trying to they're trying to make us look like, oh, we got done. Guys, we want full transparency. That's all I've ever wanted on this case. And of course, if we get the documents, they should be out for others. All this stuff, information should be public, except for medical information, which we're going to talk about. But I want to react to.
I do think that's fair. I think full transparency is fair in this situation. I do think journalism is dead. Journalism has been dead, and that's what sucks. A lot of these people are cherry picking, and the reason why I wanted to make sure I included this along with the articles is because it's very much one-sided when it comes to the articles. And I'm sure you guys have probably noticed this also. If you go and look and you type in, Amber Heard or Johnny Depp unsealed documents, you're going to get all of these, oh my God, backfired. Oh my God, Amber Heard. Oh my God, this. It's very, very one-sided. And I wanted to make sure I included both sides. But journalism, geez, oh Pete. Good morning, Sage. Good morning, Edward. Good morning, Anna. But I just, it's absolutely ridiculous. Are we going to see the Pirates 6 this year? I don't honestly think with Johnny it's going to happen. I do think that they're trying to push something with Margot Robbie. Whether or not that comes to fruition is totally up to Disney. But I don't think Johnny should take, I don't personally think Johnny should take that role back, even if it's offered to him, simply because it's almost degrading in a way, right? Like they fucked him over. Don't give him a second chance to do it again. That's kind of where I stand on it. I think everyone deserves second chances, unless you're a mega powerful corporation that, fucks people over on a daily.
To the media's response, I want to get Laura's response, and I want to go through, because a lot of people are focusing and cherry picking some negative Johnny, which mostly we all already knew. He's already copped to it. I want to go through the 5 of the biggest takeaways about Amber that we didn't necessarily know about. So we're going to go through that in a second. Before we get there, Laura, I want you to respond to this, to the unsealing, to the media's reaction. Go ahead.
Well, there's a lot of misstatements here. First of all, Johnny Depp did not ask for anything to be sealed. That was a court order. That's normal. They filed their limines. That means I don't want the jury to see this. I think this is inadmissible. And both sides did that. Both sides had about 24 issues that they didn't feel that was too prejudicial to go to the jury. The court sealed these documents because the court didn't want them to leak, that a potential juror could see them before trial, because these may not be admissible. And a lot of it was admitted. A lot of it wasn't. So, and it was pretty fair on both sides, but it wasn't Depp's intention to hide things by sealing it. That was the court. Now, at the end, at the last hearing, after when they signed the verdict, the judge said, "I am unsealing all the documents," because Elaine had filed to keep them sealed.
And Johnny was like, "Yes, go, judge."
Yep.
But who didn't want it unsealed, Laura?
I do want to answer this question in the chat real quick, because there has been a little bit of news to come out about this. Why isn't she getting fired from Aquaman? First off, there are new rumors, and this is we've been dealing with this for years, right? The new rumors: she's been fired, she's been replaced, she's still there. But the latest that I have heard is she is absolutely in Aquaman for 2 minutes. They got it down and broke it down far enough from 25 to 10. Now to 2 minutes, and that's where it's gonna stay. From my understanding, Aquaman is also getting delayed along with the Flash, but as of right now, it looks like they've got it down to 2 minutes. The thing they don't realize, though, is people are going to boycott even 2 minutes. People are not going to be interested. I'm not a firm believer that boycotts even necessarily work, but the best way to really kind of show that they fucked up is having their biggest movie in the DCEU, which was Aquaman 1. If you remember, it made $1.1 billion at the box office. And now to put it down to 2 minutes, even that is not going to save this. I'm sorry. I don't think there's any way that this is going to look like the first box office. I don't know if I even expect half. Good morning, James. Good morning, Jay. They are also recasting people in parts of the movie. Are they? I did not know that, Jay. I know that they brought, unless you're just talking about the Ben Affleck stuff, I know that they reshot the end credit scene, which was really dumb that they let this leak. It was really, really dumb because that could have been huge for people. But yes, they reshot the end credit scene instead of having Michael Keaton Batman because it comes out at a different time. It will now have Ben Affleck Batman. And I don't know about the rest of it. DC right now, when it comes to their entire studio being taken over by Discovery, the movies, the slate. We're going to talk about it more on Sunday at my live stream, but it is, I don't think saying it's a mess is the best way to put, it's a fucking catastrophe. It is at the point where they should use this Flashpoint movie to start everything over. But goodness gracious, the love story between Aquaman and Mira was central to the movie. The unfortunate thing is I would much rather see them recast because in the comics, Mira is such an important character to Arthur, and she should not be written out, but because it's an Amber Heard casting, they have no other choice. The choice they should have done was recast. I'm sorry, that was the smartest choice. Arthur's story is very central to having Mira at his side, and unfortunately, they fucked up with that. Good morning, Ominous. Good morning, Dennis. But yes, I would hope that they would, but it's not gonna happen. They don't listen. Look at the DCEU compared to the MCU, and you can just see right there the mess.
Elaine fought to have it not to remain sealed. She put a lot of salacious garbage in there to shock the judge. And that's what they do. That's what lawyers do. Motions or allegations with shade. Emily D. Baker says it all the time. They're not proven facts. It's a way to persuade a judge or someone to believe me, take my side. And it's also protected speech. They can pretty much say anything they want in a motion, smear you in every way, and you can't sue them for defamation because motions are protected speech. Legal documents are protected. And TMG took advantage of that, and they did a ton of it.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of I think this is Marlo was another one.
Yeah, he came after
We'll
me.
talk about I've seen him before, but we'll talk about this live. We're gonna go much more to depth into how the media smear campaign, everything happened. The media is just so upset because they didn't cover this trial correctly. They just did not think Johnny was gonna win. They just believe all women, and then it is what it is. And now that they have egg on their face, a lot of them are in this weird attack mode. And I think a lot of them, like this Marlo guy, Kat, there is a handful of them now that are sort of making their name by going against the grain and sort of rallying against us for doing the job better than they did. And it's really interesting to see it all go down. And they called you out. They called Tug out. They've called a couple of people. Don't trust these people. I was trying to find the tweet quickly. We'll get in more depth. So join us live. You're not going to miss our live. I want to get to the biggest takeaways, because while the media is out there sort of focusing on surprisingly, not surprisingly, I guess, Laura, focusing on a lot of the negative Johnny tidbits. There's a few. There's a lot of just also just falsities. Amber claims she lost $47 million to $50 due to Johnny refusing to accept half of his pay. Again, this is.
She claims she lost $47 million. Financial losses of $47 to $50 million range over a 3 to 5 year period because of Depp's statement against her. If this was real, right? If that was fact, can you imagine the amount he lost? I can imagine it would only probably be at least 3 times that amount. I don't believe she actually lost that much. I just don't. But even so, if what she said caused that, imagine what he said, imagine what she said, imagine what being called a wife beater and everything else could do. Absolutely ridiculous.
Important to point out, because Heard's legal team claimed in pre-trial documents, you got to read what's actually, these are lawyers' sayings that aren't necessarily true, right, Laura?
Right, and it's also what Amber's reporting to her lawyers, which is not necessarily true. And this goes back to an email from the divorce where they were trying to reach a settlement, and she already knew that Johnny was in financial issues and wasn't telling her lawyers, apparently. And she was like, yeah, I think he made this much for a movie, so I should probably get that. Well, when they were going to go after it,
I think he made this much for a movie, so I should probably get that. She has nowhere, not in her little pinky, does she have the star power that Johnny Depp has. You can't be serious. Jay, I seen the email. Was that the other video about Amber for the porn movie? I thought I wrote you back. Maybe not. I'm just curious. She thinks she should make the same as Johnny Depp. Sure, Amber. And pigs can fucking fly.
realized they would have to go into a massive financial audit, like we saw with Brad and Angelina. It could take years and years and years, and Amber just wanted money. That's all she ever wanted was money. So they negotiated a settlement, and we know coming out of it from trial, Ed White testified, we saw the contracts, it was only $24 million during their marriage, not $50 to $6 million it was only $24 million that he got paid. So she would have gotten $12 million. Well, what she ended up getting was $7 million in cash, $7.5 million paid off of all her debt, and Johnny had to pay the taxes on it. So it came up to close to $30 million, Ed White testified to.
Yeah.
So they're just twisting it.
And it's funny because where is this coming from? Oh, interesting. The Daily Beast written by Marlo Stern, who's calling out Laura.
That's pretty funny. The Daily Beast is, I don't know, I can't say that I'm a big fan. I'm not super familiar with them, but I also have seen some pretty nefarious things on there. Yeah.
For being more informed in the case than his own reporting is. So you
And
wonder
look, it
why
was-
he's upset, Laura.
Yeah, and look, it was updated because we already called him out on his first version.
Yeah.
So he made some changes, but it's still bad. It was worse.
And so this is why you got to realize why the mainstream media, people like Marlo here and Kat and others, guys, they're just ignorant to the case and they're coming in with hot takes without.
That's the thing. I think Andy is giving them way too much credit here. Okay? I want to say that. They're not ignorant to the case. They're not. They're looking at the case through a political bias, and there's definitely a difference there. They're looking at the case through their own kind of believe all woman bias, because I don't believe for a second that after covering this case for this amount of time, that they're ignorant to it. I definitely think he's being too kind here. I think this is purposefully being done. And I also think that part of it could have to do with Amber's new PR. I mean, obviously that's speculation, but I'm just saying it's shady legal shenanigans and shill media. That's a pretty good way to put it, Van. Yeah, it's pretty much what it is. Not looking at through. It used to be in the media. It's so weird to me. We used to have relatively objective reporting. I mean, at one point we did, I think. At least from what I remember. I don't know. That's gone now. That's really gone now. Jay, I did see that. I haven't got to watch the video yet. I clicked on it and I kind of laughed because it was like, Amber Heard, we joked about it initially when the trial was going on about OnlyFans and now porn. Like, I mean, she'd make some money. Probably not a bad idea.
Without any actual research. And Laura has done so much research on this case. The label her a Johnny Depp stan is so ignorant. She was there at the UK trial when Marlo and others weren't even paying attention. And all this is really important. All right, so you got to know where all this is coming from and who's actually writing these articles and why they're focused on the salacious stuff. I honestly think we need to ignore these people more, Laura, because they want our hate clicks. They're not getting the clicks anymore. Their bosses are probably up their butt saying, why are all these YouTubers doing better than you? You got to figure out a way to do it. So that the easiest trick is to create, let me piss people off. Let me piss off a base of people so they come, and then that's engagement, because they don't need you to like them. They need you to engage. And if you're engaging, they stay relevant. And so I think we do have to disengage Laura at some point. Any other thoughts?
He's not wrong, but the thing is, it's really hard not to just click. Like, if I see something that salacious, I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I click it. That's what they want. And it works. It's really hard to get out of that habit. Whether it's not, and again, I don't think Andy's necessarily being fair here. It's not just articles, it's YouTubers also. And I'm like, hey, yeah, your clickbait worked, because I'm the first one click and go, oh my God, what was that? Oh, okay, so that's not really what happened. Oh, and I should learn my lesson. I should. And I don't. Good morning, Lorenzo. Hey, Robert. Hey, Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner liked and retweeted mine and Ingram's video on stray dogs. That's awesome. Tony Fleece and Trish Forstner are so kind. I loved having them on. I felt so bad. Tony's audio wasn't good, but they're amazing. They're so amazing. I hope to see more work from them. I really do.
Just before I move on to our top five.
There's no way he read the documents. It appears that he took Amber Heard's stands posts and just ripped them off completely. Yes. He also had a whole section about all these witnesses that Johnny blocked that didn't testify.
Morning,
and if he watched the trial, he would have known they testified. All her expert witnesses testified. So I think he had to take that out of the article.
Yeah, and what's interesting is he doesn't focus on, the unsealing. TMZ did, thankfully.
Yeah, I did a video about this the other day. And YouTube's doing this really weird thing with my channel where every single post, and I don't know, I would have to ask around to some of the other people that cover this, but every single video, whether it is a full-length video, whether it is a short, they are all demonetized nearly instantaneously. In yesterday. And it's got to be, I don't know, yesterday my Batgirl video was fine. Like, but if you put anything with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, you're demonetized instantaneously. And then that means, and it only started happening, I guess it has happened on and off, but it's gotten real bad lately. If it's demonetized, they're not going to put it on your recommended tab. They'll put it on your subscription tab, and they will, send out notifications. But to have it to be on somebody's recommended tab is where you get like 70% of your clicks. So it really, really fucks you over. Really does. Good morning, Richard Tolan. Amber, just guilty. Yes, absolutely. Good morning, Tarek.
They didn't admit to this, which is a big one. We all knew about this for a while. But yeah, Whitney. Amber,
yeah, we did a charity stream for Jennifer Howell's Art of Elysium, and Jennifer's awesome. She really, really is. And this, I think a lot of people knew this, but now we're actually getting some media coverage, right? Which is really cool.
Her sister admitted to a lot of stuff, and it was not included. Johnny didn't get this in, even though it should have, and the lawyer should have figured out more. But Whitney, her sister, told her boss and a lot of other people in that company that it was Amber who cut off the finger, as well as nearly pushed her down the stairs. So a lot of this, it's hard to just sort of ignore this. They'll accept the hearsay from others, and if it's against Johnny, have you noticed that? Marlo, Kat, all of them will accept any hearsay that helps their narrative, but when there's legitimate, respectful people who are saying the other side, they just ignore it or don't address it. It's really, they talk about reporting fairly in journalism, cover it all. We're not afraid of this. In fact, live, I'm going to go through one of the biggest Amber Stands threads and debunk it because it's filled with crap, guys. They don't want you to hear the other side. They block you from responding. They ignore you. These are not tactics of transparency. But Laura, I want to get to some of the bigger takeaways because you did an amazing thread. And you guys, if you weren't following Laura over on Twitter, go follow Laura Bakov on Twitter. She's also on YouTube. She'll be streaming later today as well around this afternoon. So if you miss it or
the problem is I tried to get stuff from the real Laura B's threads, but because I don't have Twitter, when you scroll like 3 or 4 posts down, basically you get what you get is a screen that pops up and it says either sign up or log in, and it won't let you go any further. So I have a couple from her, but I didn't see this one. This was probably one of the first.
Check her out after our stream and go watch hers follow up. But I want to go through some of these big reveals because this one was massive when she explained this to me because I know she read it all. She helped me break it down. I like to have experts. If I can't know it, I bring in someone who does. And after reading it all, and you were breaking down some of the biggest reveals, this one was immensely telling. So let me set it up for the audience, and then you clarify if I'm incorrect here. Basically, there were sealed portions of the UK verdict from Judge Nichols, who we knew, who was, we always have said didn't make any sense. There was massive bias. We've talked to Black Belt Barrister, who was a barrister in the UK, who's already now filing an appeal and trying to get this figured out because it was so biased in his decision making, and he ignored so much of Johnny's team. It just looked like he didn't care.
Not only did he ignore so much, he ignored nearly all of it. And a lot of what it was a mess over there. It was absolutely a mess. But what happened was he took this, she donated to charity. No gold digger would do that without actually realizing she didn't donate shit. Like, it was such a bad trial over there and so unfair that these people using kind of the narrative that that's the real trial. That was the good one. Amber won over there. It wasn't even against Amber for one. It was against the Sun. And for two, it was a clown show. That's the best way I know how to describe it.
Johnny said he was just going to believe Amber. But this was insanely telling, and I got to be careful of how we say it, but basically, in this new reveal from an incident in Hicksville, the cavity search, if you guys will remember, did come up. Judge Nichols admits here in this document he does not believe it happened. He's like, well, it doesn't make any sense why the witness wouldn't have known this. It's more striking that has been present in this, blah, 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 blah. Miss Sexton, who was the acting coach who was there, was a confidant of Miss Heard, a person whom Miss Heard did not report.
Nobody believed that. It wasn't just Judge Nichols. I am sorry. Is there a single one of you that listened to that part of the trial and said, yep, she definitely had that happen to her? Not only that, but the bottle incident. The fact that she said her vagina was able to tell the shape of the bottle. I was like, Honey, that's not how that works. No fucking way in hell. Exactly. This whole thing was like insane to me. I'm sorry. I just don't believe that he stuck his hands up your cooch trying to find some cocaine. This is like Hallmark movie bullshit. I swear she went on the Hallmark channel and watched all those sad movies about wife beaters and made up her own story. Not only that, she stole stories from people like Tara Roberts. So, oh, goodness gracious.
essay by Mr. Depp, I conclude that the defendants have not shown that Mr. Depp essayed Miss Heard at Hicksville by subjecting her to a painful cavity search. Now, this is a massively talented.
The bottle thing was from a movie. Was it really? I did not know that, Shane. More like Lifetime. That's what I meant, actually. Thank you for the correction. I did not know that was from a movie. I can't with this bitch. She wants to be a perpetual victim. She wants to always have 100% of pity and attention on her, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It really, really is. Dennis Hopper and Barbara Hershey. I'll have to check it out. Oh my God. What kind of a movie are you watching? No, I'm just kidding. I had no idea. Oh, that's so funny. I mean, it's predictable, but it's funny.
Because as Laura points out in this thread, that he somehow changes his mind in the other one because Miss Sexton saw Amber crying when recounting the story. So therefore, suddenly the story changes. And in the one in Australia, well, now, Miss Sexton knew the allegations. She believed them to be true. Miss Heard related to them. She was crying. She was speaking in chopped sentences. Miss Sexton had no reason to believe these allegations to be false. Mr. Depp is right that Miss Heard's wrong about the date of the incident. Could have been the 8th because they were in the hospital being treated. So Nichols knew Amber was caught. Johnny was like, well, it's impossible, Judge, because I wasn't even there. The dates Amber said.
Oh my God.
But Judge's like, well,
yeah. Oh, there was such a mix-ups in those dates during the UK trial. There was one, I believe, March 8th and March 17th, and between her and Whitney, they could not get their dates right and their stories straight. And this is and me and Bianca did a video about this a while back. About did Amber Heard kill the Me Too movement? But there was one, and it came from the idea of the video came from Upper Echelon Gaming, who talked about the idea that if you are able to lie about one small thing and you're caught in that lie and you know it's a lie, how are you able to believe the rest of the story? So how, at that point, if Judge Nichols did not believe Amber, why did he believe the rest? Why, if he knew she would lie about being sexually assaulted, would he believe everything else? It doesn't make good sense to most people. Like, the majority of people can see through this. Good morning, Allison. It's very possible Marilyn Manson used JD as support piece and became friends with him, or strengthened their friendship bonding over similar experience, or rather Eminem or Marilyn Manson's story to Johnny making it. The Marilyn Manson thing is really interesting, and I should cover it more, but I'm not as close to it. I was gonna have Colin O'Clerc on, and we haven't been able to set up a time and kind of dive through the basic logistics of it. But it does seem to be a very similar case where you've got Evan Rachel Wood just going through some super, like, I guess the best word is for it, like, fetishes and kinky sex, and then later regretting it and seeming to call it other things. Now, of course, I don't know the case near as closely as I know the Amber Heard case, but it just, I don't trust that woman. I just don't. Thank you so much, Gary, and good morning. I'm so in love with Jim Lee's skins in Gotham Knights. Wait, Jim Lee has skins in Gotham Knights? I seen they did the first 16 minutes of Gotham Knights, but I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. Is it in that video? Oh, that's so awesome. Anything Jim Lee does, I'm like, just give me more. Just give me more. Just give me more. Thank you so much, Gary. Judge Nichols was corrupt. That's why. Absolutely. If you can trace back and find a common person very quickly with a quick internet search. They should have known better. They should have. And didn't he retire now? Like right after, if I remember correctly? Yeah, I don't know. Good morning, VM Goddard.
I don't believe it because she might have gotten her in the detail does not cause me to disbelieve the account. However, you did hear. I mean, I can't even begin to explain the hypocrisy, the frustration, the bias. How can you say I don't believe her in this. She's lying about one, but not the other, Laura.
That's what I just
And Sexton
said.
was involved in both of them. Sexton was at Hicksville. So he's saying because Sexton was there and you didn't tell her and you didn't think this was a situation, I don't believe you. But you told Sexton in 2019 about Australia from 2015 and you were.
Good morning, Tom. I want to address this. So she went, I get it. She's a narcissist. She loves being talked about. I understand what you're trying to say. I do. Good or bad, she loves when we talk about her, so let's just stop. Here's the thing. If we stop, nobody's going to expose the truth in this situation. Do you actually expect that the mainstream media will come out with the truth in all of these unsealed documents? We can clearly see that they're not. And once we stop, she can start reforming her image and start trying to get back into Hollywood again and start getting bigger roles or better roles. I don't think that is smart because I think that if it's left up to, and we stop talking collectively as a community, whether it's on YouTube or like Laura has a YouTube now. It's pinned in case you guys didn't see it, or on her Twitter, there's a lot of really good ones. A lot of people that dive into it. If all these people just collectively stop, there will be no truth out there. There just won't be. It won't be covered in the way that it should be. And I'm not saying I'm ever 100% correct. I'm not. I make mistakes just like any other person here online. But I can at least try to look at it objectively. Like, I can admit that it's pretty stupid and fucked up that Johnny submitted photos that were Photoshopped. That was a really dumb move, Johnny, whether it was you or your lawyers, especially when we railed on Amber for it. There's no way these people in the media are going to cover it fairly. I'm sorry. I can't see stopping as the kind of resolution here.
Crying to her, so I'm going to believe Sexton's
morning,
account.
Angel.
She believed you, so therefore I'm going to believe you, even though you got the dates wrong.
And the irony also is Sexton admitted she has trouble crying. So I bet you there were no tears in that crying either.
Probably not.
But somehow Sexton, I wish she'd come forward and take this away because that would be very telling. If Sexton was like, you know what? And after watching the trial, I wonder if we could I wish she would come on, interview her after this. Do you really still believe all this, given everything now that you've seen? It'd be very telling because if she were to come forward, it would negate the SA and a lot of the UK filings as well, which is what so many Amber stands just go and say. But the credibility issue is here. How many times do we have to catch her lying, Laura, before suddenly we realize, okay, well, yeah, this person's not credible. The Australia charges are coming. I believe it firmly. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. What do you guys think of the Australia stuff? Do you think Amber should be prosecuted or do you think it should be left alone? I think in this situation, because I don't see her being prosecuted for any other of what she's done. Sure, she's going to lose jobs. She's going to have a hard time reforming her image. But I don't see her being prosecuted for anything, obviously. We would know that. It's just basically at this time in the US, civil. I think she should be prosecuted. I do. I think it's something that should be done. Actions, no matter how shady or how good, always have consequences. And when you are going through life, tailing off of somebody, when you are going through life, having your image be that of a victim, even when you're not, when you are trivializing real victims, I lose every ounce of sympathy. I'm sorry. I don't. I think she is highly troubled, and good morning, Dieter. I think she is highly troubled. I don't want her in jail. I think she should get psychiatric help and therapy to live a humble life. And I would agree with you, Dieter. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. I think that would be really smart. Good morning, Jenny. But I don't think she will. That's the thing. I don't think unless she is forced to, she is going to seek out any sort of help. And even when we saw like the notes, with her with her psychiatrist, I'm sorry, they were her telling more lies, right? It would be nice. She needs Arkham Asylum. That's right. That's right. But that's the dream, right? I don't think she will either, but that's what I wish would happen. And I can completely agree with you. I think that would be great. I just don't see it happening. I think that would be best case scenario, right?
Yeah, I guess. Oh no, let's believe this nonsense. All right, number 2. Johnny Depp versus Amber. Ben Chu lays out that Dr. Sin, member mutual abuse person, disproved Amber's TRO, claiming Amber tried to change the rules. Laura, break.
Okay, so this is number 2. That was number 1. Amber tried to change the rules when it came to the TRO. If you guys remember the temporary restraining order that she got when she called TMZ and said, "Oh my God, I'm getting a temporary restraining order." Basically, in a nutshell, I may have hyperbolized a little there, but so the lady came on. She had dark hair, if you remember. She was an older lady, and she was saying it was mutual abuse. Now, I've talked about this a little bit, but I don't really necessarily, and I'm not a psychiatrist, obviously, but I don't believe in mutual abuse. I believe there's an aggressor and a reactor, right? So the aggressor is obviously the person that is starting the situation. And there's always going to be, for every action, there's a reaction. If you're getting hit, if you're getting belittled, if you're getting put, down all the time or made to feel bad, we've seen these we've heard these audios. We know how she acted. There's always going to be a reaction. Unless you've got 2 people that are beating each other up, I don't believe in mutual abuse. I don't think that's and I'm not an expert, obviously, but I don't think that that's a thing. There is always somebody that starts, and then there's always somebody that reacts. And that was what we've seen in this situation.
Break this down for us.
So Anderson gave testimony. She's the marriage counselor. She said that she believed in mutual abuse. She believed Johnny hit her, but then she backtracked at the end and said, well, actually, Johnny never said that to me. Amber told me that. That's why I believed it. So
basically, again, hearsay, right? She was told that Johnny hit her by Amber. She never had any evidence of it.
She knew that Amber also instigated physical violence. She knew that. So she felt it was legally wrong to get a TRO when Amber was a participant.
Well, yes, careful the words.
At least.
Yeah.
Initiated physical.
Yep, physical. And so here you have the doctor admitting, I don't buy this. This TRO shouldn't have been done. This doesn't make sense.
So the doctor literally comes out and said, nope, this TRO was ridiculous. And then to add insult to injury, if you guys remember, it was temporary. She never went and had the restraining order and went to the trial where she had to submit evidence and get a full restraining order, right? Okay. Good morning, Elon.
Again, another huge reveal, which isn't any of these anti-Johnny threads because they don't address any of this stuff. Ben, you also argued that the redacted because of the HIPAA waiver. Dr. Anderson told her lawyers not to get the improper TRO. This is a big deal, guys. It's a big deal that they're.
Ben Chu argued that much of Dr. Anderson's deposition testimony is redacted, carved out because of her HIPAA waiver. And Dr. Anderson, it seems, told her not to get an improper TRO. Her doctor told her not to get it. It wasn't okay. Yep, but she did anyway because TMZ and, again, that perpetual victimhood. I like how it shows here on the side the trending tab, right? And it's just Johnny Depp is a legend, followed up by Johnny Depp deserves an apology. That's actually pretty hilarious. Good morning, Jennifer.
Own therapist was like, I don't support this TRO because it doesn't make sense. Another one, right? Another one that they don't want to see. Number 3, right?
So I was going to say, and the judge agreed that all of that was redacted from the jury. It was there. She said it, but they redacted it.
They redacted it. Oh,
right. So they didn't get to see that the doctor said it shouldn't have been done. Yes. Oh, okay, but it's all Johnny hiding everything. Yeah. Okay, got it. Right. Let's be clear. As they hid the whole Jennifer.
All right. This is Jennifer Howell. Now I did do a video about this. Okay, so this is a little bit different. I did a video about this, about the finger, but Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Jennifer Howell in the depo states Amber was so drunk she could barely stand up at the red carpet of Heaven Art of Elysium 11th annual gala. Now normally that wouldn't matter, right? She's at a party. She got drunk. She overdid it a little bit. So what? It wouldn't matter if your narrative throughout most of the trial was Johnny Depp did drugs and drank. Any other time it would be like, so what? But because you went with that narrative, you're showing your hypocrisy. He owned up to his shortcomings many, many times during this trial. You did not. You did not take responsibility for anything. And now we are seeing maybe you're just a little bit of a liar. Okay, well now it's not just now we're seeing. We know. Good morning, B That Bish. That's your name. Your name is B That Bish. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Best name ever.
Howell testimony. Now we've covered this in depth, but not only was it that, but there was another one. Amber was so drunk she could barely stand up on the red carpet of the Heaven's Art of Elysium here where they were. Now she was a good friend of Whitney's, credible witness, and here she is at an event beyond all the other stuff that Jennifer has admitted that we've covered in depth, which go search Jennifer Howell and the allegations. It's damning stuff that Amber fans don't want to, they just completely ignore her. I don't even know how you would discredit this person. Completely charitable, nice person, doesn't seem to be on either side.
That's a good point, Shane. I did know this, but if you guys didn't know, TMZ is actually owned by the same company that owns The Sun. Sometimes I just don't believe in coincidences. I can't believe in coincidences. Not when it's this obvious. Not when it's this blatant. And that is ridiculous.
Side wants to do what's right.
Well, she was Amber's friend.
And was on Amber's side. This is not a Johnny friend. Johnny employee, just a complete person, a Rayo, if you will, who's out there trying to just tell the truth. And to add to it, there was more that she was so drunk she could barely stand up. But we always are focused, right, Laura, on, oh, look at this picture of Johnny on his siesta. Yep. Oh, he's the worst. What a monster. But no, it was we didn't get into any of Amber's issues with substances as well. Now we have another one here. This one was surprising to me. It makes sense. Why? Because I always was wondering, well, there were so many witnesses, even for Amber, that I was like, where are they? And I'm sure Johnny's team would have loved to have asked them questions. Tasha,
unsealed. Johnny Depp. Okay. Depp team confirmed in March 2022 the following depositions were not going forward. I wondered about some of these. I really did. Tasia Von Ree. We talked about that during the trial. Why was she not there? If she was, I think she's Amber's ex-wife. Bare minimum, I know she's Amber's ex-girlfriend, right? Good morning, Lily Vanity. And with that, why wasn't she there supporting her? If there really was no, it's funny about that situation. So if you guys don't know, Amber has a history when it comes to domestic violence. And there was actually a file that she did the same, not quite to the extent, but there was a physical altercation with Tasia. And that eventually did get dropped. And in Amber's excuse, this is not a joke. She tried to say that the police officer, the reason why this went further was because the police officer was homophobic, and obviously they were in a queer relationship, right? Tasia and Amber. Come to find out, not a joke. The police officer was lesbian. She called the lesbian police officer homophobic as an excuse. That is why words matter, because you see this thrown around so often that people are homophobic or racist or something without necessarily any proof. And I've talked about this in detail before, but at least when I talk about it, when I look into the evidence, we actually know these people have some pretty terrible biases, right? But calling a lesbian police officer homophobic as your excuse is fucking ridiculous. Just absolutely ridiculous. And then we've got David Heard, her father, her hair person, Adir Abergal. Also, Lauren Shapiro did not come forward, and possibly Remy Sarab. I hope I said that right. I'm sure I didn't.
Ex-girlfriend, a huge one, because there was of a V accusation against her. Amber was, cops got her, put her in because she, did that to her own girlfriend. They then later tried to spin it and say, oh, well, they didn't like us being gay. That was then debunked because the lawyer herself was a lesbian. It was like, how dare you? What are you talking about? That had nothing to do with it. There was so much spin, and she took it back. She took it back. I wonder why she took it back. She's with Amber. I'm sure Amber demanded she take it back. But the reality is the cops saw what they saw, and it would have been amazing to talk to the girlfriend. And so she was planning to do a deposition along with the hairstylist and others that Johnny's team was ready to do their follow-up with. And at the 11th hour, and in all of these instances, we now have unsealed all these documents from Brown Rudnick, Johnny's team, where they continuously pull these depositions at the last minute. Basically, so then there's not enough time for Johnny to ask any of these questions. These are important witnesses.
I actually, and I'm trying to think back, I don't know who Lauren Shapiro is. I don't remember, that name does not sound familiar. Does anyone know how she was in relation to Amber Heard or Johnny Depp? I honestly do not remember.
Of Amber's that you'd think would be incredibly important, Laura, right, to have on the record to speak. And Brown Rudnick's here trying to get these cross-examinations, and sorry, they're not coming forward.
Wow.
This is not a good look.
Now, what they did was the night before, they're supposed to get the Zoom link for the deposition that's going to be videoed, and Brown and Rudnick is like, hey, where's our link? Oh, we're not going to go forward with that one. So they were getting basically less than 24-hour notice. And this was Lauren Shapiro, the one who was supposed to call the 911, the guy who did the hair where it was supposed to be pulled out of her head, obviously her girlfriend and her dad. I don't think her dad got served. But the point is, why did these things go through at the last minute? And I think it's because Amber had to have the come to Jesus talk with Elaine, like, I don't think they're going to be good for me. I don't think you want Brown and Rudnick questioning them.
So Lauren Shapiro was somebody that called 911. I guess that could be significant in a way because of the reason why they called 911. Whoever Lauren is, I apologize for not knowing. But yeah, this is pretty shady. She knew to not have somebody on that does her hair when she claimed that chunks were missing of her hair and could probably say otherwise. That makes a lot of sense why she was hiding people.
Right.
And at the last hour, they disappeared. But Brown and Rudnick very much wanted to question them.
But if you read threads by Marlo Stern over at the Daily Beast, he's clearly getting angry because we're exposing him for not being honest.
So this says, oh, you mean like deposing an elderly man afflicted with dementia, refusing a court order to turn over electronic devices, sending to subpoenas, and never following through on the deposition, allowing witnesses to fall into contempt for dodging. Oh, wait. This is such a good reply. Jax is our BAMF of the day. That was her team. My mistake. Oh, that's good. That's good. Oh, Jax. Okay, so that's, I believe Brian, incredibly average, his wife, or partner or co-host. I don't know. But I know who she is now by the little avatar here.
And that's why you guys don't trust these outlets anymore, because they're spinning it in their own little way. And so here's Jax responding to Marlo, one of many journalists out there who are trying to put out these anti-threads, etc., basically based off of Amber threads, not even doing their own homework because he's caught messing up half of it. Here's Jax calling out Marlo and bringing up another reveal that we had. Apparently, during a deposition, there was an old lawyer of Johnny's who Johnny was suing, allegedly did some mispractice, bad actions to. Well, turns out he has dementia now. Elaine knew this during a deposition. Yeah. And during a deposition, she basically was trying to get him to say he didn't remember things to try to help Amber's case.
How low of a human. Jax is his friend. Thank you, Savage. I was not sure. Thank you. How low of a person do you have to be? How bad of a trial of your side do you have to have somebody come in with dementia and use their dementia to your advantage? Why are journalists okay with that? I mean, Beyonce just got in trouble for saying the word spaz, and that's being ableist. But you're okay with Amber Heard being ableist towards somebody dementia? Really? Make it make sense.
Knowing that this witness now had dementia. Clarify some more, Laura, for us.
Well,
Lizzo
what she was
too,
doing
yep,
was when
absolutely.
she caught on that he was saying, I don't recall that, that means she was trying to twist to say, I don't recall that happening as a negative. And the perfect example is that she would anticipate questions like, the big one was, there was a big fight in Australia about the post-nup and Amber called you. Depp claims Amber called you. And he says, I don't recall that. As if it didn't happen. But he doesn't recall it because he doesn't recall anything. He doesn't recall when he worked for Johnny. It was bad. It was really bad.
And just gross.
So sad. Dementia is such a sad thing anyway. It was like a living hell, right? And to use that is like, I didn't know this before. Like, I didn't think I could think any worse of her. I didn't think that was possible. That's a whole new level of low. Jeez, Opiates. Holy crap.
So she started to manipulate the deposition questions.
Yeah, so that's our 5, but then one lowness, just to add to more of the lies. Rocky Pennington, Amber's best friend, one of their star witnesses, right? Right. Basically admitted in her own deposition that I guess this got unsealed as well, admitted that the story in Hicksville was a lie.
Oh my gosh. So Amber Heard claimed JD grabbed the woman's arm in Hicksville and said how easy it would be to break it. Right. Rocky says, Johnny said, get off my woman, and that was the end of it. Jay did nothing aggressive or angry. That whole incident was nearly made up. That was the Hicksville incident where, you know, they went into he ruined the trailer, remember? And then you had I believe it was Morgan Tremaine come in, I believe that was his name, and say they weren't even mad, it wasn't that big of a deal, right? And that's where, you know, he did the cavity search and they were on ecstasy and this girl was flirting with her. So he said, get off my woman. And that was the end of it. And Amber Heard claimed. Do you notice Morgan Knight? Thank you so much. The TMZ guy's last name's Tremaine, I believe. Morgan Tremaine was TMZ. Morgan Knight was the Hicksville incident. Thank you, Savage Karma. Thank you, Elon and Shane. So do you notice one thing about Amber? And what she does is take incidences that are... Wait, what? Amber harassed a former schoolmate to the point the guy got a restraining order on her because she was batshit crazy, and she and has been stopped in several car accident situations but never punished. Actually, I watched a video about that yesterday. We'll take a look at it. I forget the guy's name. He does Amber Heard content. But there's actually more to that story, and a kid named Logan that's actually dead because of it. We'll take a look at it in a little bit. Be that bitch. I love it. Good morning, Neesing. Amber takes these situations that happen but are nothing burgers. She makes a mountain out of a molehill, right? Any normal guy in that situation would say, get off my woman, because Amber is out, right? So she has no, normally it would just be friends. This is kind of more than what it would be. And she takes it and she adds her own like flavor to it. There's little bit of truths in a lot of her stories with 90% lying. surrounding it. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's the epitome of making mountains out of molehills. She's never been held accountable for anything in her life. Karma has not caught up with her yet. Yet it's about damn time it did. It's about damn time. Okay. Yes, it is. And that's why I said I think Australia should be that time.
That didn't happen. Had a complete different change of events, of the recollection of things. Didn't try to twist the woman's arm. There was nothing aggressive or anger from JD.
Nope.
And this was Amber's own witness confirming it. So we had so much of this was revealed and unsealed throughout the documents, but that's not what we're going to see online in these threads, these reporters who are out there trying to just make us look like
Johnny Depp defenders crowdsourcing thousands to pay and unsealed new pages and texts to support Amber Heard's case and outing a bunch of yeah. This is the one from the beginning. What? All right, sure. Hey, you sing a song. I love that song. I think it's Lizzo.
Bozos for wanting full transparency. These are journalists. These are freaking journalists who are trying to spin it like we're the ones hiding something. We're the bozos when you don't even read it. And you're just now connecting it. Oh, well, now we're Marilyn Manson supporters. I've never said that. I've pulled the Evan Rachel Wood card. I don't know who to believe in that case yet, and I'm doing my own homework before I make any reservations.
I actually respect that because I've been the same way. When the stuff started with Marilyn Manson, I did a video and I said, stop conflating the two. We don't know the situation now. We do know more now, right? And we actually see Marilyn Manson's fighting back. But I don't want to have a strong opinion until I'm actually able to do my homework. And that's what I did with this case. And that's why I started speaking out. Oh my God, so long ago, started speaking out against it because it trivializes real victims. And that's the real problem in all of this. I fully believe Manson, and I'm much more on Manson's side now that I just don't want to have a strong opinion until I do the research myself. And I think Colonel Kurtz does an amazing job at showcasing. Like, she is the BAMF of that story for sure.
I know a lot of people are, because it's a much more complicated case to JD. So I don't even understand why Marilyn Manson has anything to do with all this. The text, everything else doesn't prove Johnny did anything. And it's very frustrating distraction that these journalists are doing to basically try and bait the next story that they can hopefully get and clicks on, which is disgusting to me. But that's the truth. We're going to break down more in the live. But Laura, final words from you on all this?
I think we have to remember that motions are allegations. They're not proof. And what happened?
They said 5. That was like 3. Come on, guys.
Is when Elaine files a motion, Depp gets to respond. And that's what's not happening. They're only pulling the one side of these stories, like the one about the audio tapes were edited. No, Amber edited those. You didn't get the whole story and then submitted them to the UK, and then Johnny had to turn them over. Just because Johnny turned them over, he wasn't the one who edited them. So that's just a perfect example that they're taking these old motions that are being used in these limines to support it. We already heard them. They were already ruled on. Depp got to answer to them, which the journalists are not reporting, and they were overruled. They were denied.
Yep, and instead we're going to learn about weird medical conditions of Johnny's. That's none of my business, and it is what it is. So there's no other revelations from. I've gone through the Johnny revelations, and we're going to go through them live today. I'm going to go through an Amber thread to break it all down and just show you how it doesn't prove anything. We're going to break it all down later today live, so make sure you join us. I'll put a card at the end. And meanwhile, before I do that, though, make sure you're also following the real Laura B. Go over on Twitter to Laura Bakov. You can find her there. Her YouTube link is there as well. Go show her some support over at 15K creator. Woo-hoo! I did. So proud of you. Thank you so much for all the work you do. Awesome. Unlike Marlo and others trying to say that you're some Johnny Depp stan and shill, we know that's not the case.
I mean, she is a what? Hood of Justice, you're a mess. Peanut Gallery explains okay, I think that was probably an accident. Laura B, this stands for boss. That's right. Peanut Gallery, he's fixing it. Fix it. Okay. I forget. I wanted to show you before we actually go into because that was only, it said 5. It was only 3. So, I mean, it really wasn't, but I'm being picky here. And I got to remember, because I watched this video, but I can't remember this guy's name. I got to look in my history real quick. Joseph Morris. And I want to show you guys, it's only like 4 or 5 minutes. It's a much shorter one, but I thought it was really interesting. Kind of going more on the story of, oh, what's it called? The manslaughter charges. Now, of course, I want you guys to remember that it was Colonel Kurtz. Thank you. I always say it wrong. Thank you. Now I won't ever forget. Thank you so much, Savage Karma. I want to show you this because it's interesting. And I want to say that it obviously we're gonna put this kind of disclaimer out there. This isn't for sure, but this is what these unsealed documents have brought across. And I found this interest. Oh, it's muted. My apologies.
This is the evidence Amber didn't want you to see. Please make sure you subscribe. Over 6,000 pages have hit the internet this weekend, and it reveals some pretty disturbing details about Amber. Her past was put on full display for the world to see, with her team confirming her dancing job as well.
So I think we all kind of knew this. Mr. Depp, so this is evidence of the following irrelevant personal matters should be excluded. Mr. Depp inappropriately seeks to introduce evidence of the following irrelevant personal matters. Nude photos of Amber Heard, Amber Heard's sister's Whitney reality. Okay, I actually, when we were talking about this situation, I wondered why they didn't include this clip. If you guys remember on Whitney's reality show she was on, they actually talk about Amber beating Whitney up. And that, I don't know why that wasn't included, but all right. Amber and Whitney's past romantic relationships. I'm assuming that has to do with Tasia Von Ree, but that's worded so poorly. That feels like it's worded towards incest. Amber and Whitney's past romantic relationship. What? Who worded that? Where's your editor? Okay, all right. Amber's brief stint. Okay, so it's confirmed. I don't even care. I have nothing against sex workers. But all right. You do you, boo. Amber's brief stint as an exotic dancer years before she met Mr. Depp, and Mr. Depp attempting to frivolously and maliciously suggest or imply that Miss Heard was at one time an escort. Okay, well, they're willing to admit she was a stripper. Greetings, Hawa Jane. Welcome. Greetings from West Africa. I hope it is treating you well. Good morning, Planetary Federation of Units. Talk about lack of proofreading, right? Amber, why? Why word it that way? It feels so dirty. I'm sorry, it does. But to my understanding, as far as I don't know why you would put in. I'm gonna have to look that up because I feel like that is a little bit of railroading. There had to be a reason for the nude photos, and I don't get why that would need to be included. The reality show, I think that should have been. Okay. Amber, can I get a table dance? Black Phoenix, there you go. Perfect.
As her stint as, how shall we say this, a professional dater. What's interesting, however, was that Johnny never intended to use the leaked photo.
Johnny Depp does not anticipate introducing nude photos of Amber Heard, though it is possible to evasion of a scenario in which such photographs may become very relevant in context of the case. For instance, to show the lack of visible. Okay. Oh my God. That's so shady. And you know what's funny about that? All of these people, all of this media is running with Johnny tried to submit nude photographs. And the only reason he wanted to submit these, obviously not to show her naked body, was because they were taken within the same time that she claimed she had bruises and everything else. Wow. Ms. Heard's stint as a stripper or rumors that she was an escort early in her career, and it should be noted that Ms. Heard has not cited any exhibits on Mr. Depp's exhibit list that relate to those issues. However, Mr. Depp reserves the right to use such materials to the extent that they become necessary on rebuttal, and in any event, trial is a fluid process, and these issues are at least potentially relevant and should be reversed for the final decision at trial. Just the media is spinning this so badly, and I get why you would need to use those photos. I don't get why you would need to use her career. I don't know, but the photos make sense. She did this to herself 100%.
Photos from a 2014 hack for his case. But this didn't stop mainstream media from running with this story.
That's exactly. Oh my goodness.
However, it was actually Amber's team who took a preemptive strike to block him from using these images. And I can see why. These photos reveal Amber was yet again lying about Johnny. Amber never turned over her digital devices for the trial, and the photos were during the time she says these allegations against Johnny took place. The leaked photos show no marks. During the disco bloodbath incident, she said Johnny hit her with rings and she had to cover the bruises with her hair. But in a
this is hilarious. Okay, so Amber, honey, if you had to cover with your hair, let's see what side of the face it's on, just to be clear here. Okay, so if you've got to cover this side of your face, the left side.
Johnny hit her with rings and she had to cover the bruises with her hair.
There is absolutely, and this isn't a nude photo. It could be cropped, but it looks like she's just hanging outside the bathtub. Yeah, honey, what? Stop playing.
But in a leaked shot after the event, it shows her with her hair up with no marks on her face.
You know, she really fucked. I can't imagine when she's like, you know, on her deathbed with all these regrets, because, and I know people aren't going to like that I say this, but she was a really pretty girl. She had a lot of life ahead of her, and her lies not only fucked her career up in her life, but literally aged her. Like, when you look at her at the trial, she's my age. Well, I think she's my age. She's close to my age, and she looks 10 years older. Like, I was shocked. Those cheek implants look horrible. Welcome, Ratchet Gang. Thank you for stopping by, and good morning. And it really fucked her face up. I don't know.
So she was covering nothing. This is from the same incident where she says John.
I'm gonna say, I know what he's gonna cover here. During the UK trial, I pointed this out in my video. I don't always catch few things. It was this one and the phone that I caught.
Johnny burned one of her paintings, and when a painting hit the internet that was completely intact, she dropped the painting destruction allegation from her case in the US. Many believe Amber was the one to actually have leaked these photos herself, because the hacker targeted celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence. Amber was virtually unknown at the time, so it's said she published them.
So this would have been in 2014. I don't think I knew anything. I know she was in Never Back Down. So was she virtually unknown, or is that a little bit of gaslighting? Let's see. What year did Never Back Down come out? 2008. So I don't necessarily agree with that. I think she was. What year did Zombieland come out? 2009. So no, she wasn't unknown. I can't say I agree with that, but yeah, they were targeting bigger celebrities. But if hers were easy to access, that could have also been why.
To be a part of the trend. One of the leaked videos came from an account called Arrow, which is a name often used by Amber. Little did she know that these images would come back to haunt her. One of the documents went viral.
Azure
Know
arrow.
that these
So
images.
blue arrow. I don't know how that would read. I don't know. Amber's lies alone made her unattractive. Exactly. Her. This is gonna sound a little mean. Her personality did it to herself. She did this. She took a shovel and she dug her own grave when it comes to this.
Images would come back to haunt her. One of the documents went viral because it confirmed what other witnesses were saying, that Amber was, quote,
what is this document from? She's a liar, Your Honor, and this is their couples therapist. The couples therapist, she also misheard, admitted to slapping Mr. Depp, throwing a can at him, and being proud of initiating violence against Mr. Depp. What personality? Exactly. BRB gonna Google. Now I've seen it. I was interested for science. You know, it was for a video. But Amber is she has no body. She's just this stick. At least back then she was. Cats go roar again. Cats always go raw here.
proud of initiating violence against Mr. Depp. And her sister, Whitney Hendriquez, confirmed to Jennifer Howell boss at the time that Amber had sliced off Johnny's finger. The unsealed evidence also.
This is what I want to show you. But it wasn't, you know what? I wanted to make sure that I knew everything about this case. That's totally all it was. Amber is built like a flamingo. Yeah. She has no ass. She has no tits. She's just a stick. And I'm not trying to body shame. It's just meh. This is what I want you guys to hear, though.
At the time that Amber had sliced off Johnny's finger. The unsealed evidence also reveals the name of the person she killed in a car accident as Logan. And the unsealed documents reveal.
This is so messed up, you guys. There had been rumors of this for a very, very long time. There had been we had talked about it, just kind of saying speculation, but here it is. I ran a check on Amber's driver's license and found out that it is under suspension for manslaughter until 2003. Heard arrested for DWLs, handcuffed behind her back, double locked, and placed into the backseat of my unit. I don't know exactly. I would have to get through the pages where this, and it's so hard to find. And it sucks because I can't, how like if you're looking at an article, you can type in, find and type the word. You can't with this, and it's really, really hard. So yes, she got somebody killed named Logan. Vehicular manslaughter. And it was sealed because she was a minor, right? It's so messed up. A coked up flamingo. Exactly. What does DWLs mean? That's a really good question. Let's look it up. DWL meaning. Dead with laugh? No, I don't think that's it. Dying with laughter? No, that's not it. Disingenuous white liberal. No, that's not. I can't find it. I don't know. Anyone have any clue? Joseph, you know a lot about law. Come on now. Driving without a license. Thank you, Savage Karma. I'm sorry. I had it up. Savage Karma. Driving without a license. Okay. So she did this. Not only did she cause this man's death, but she didn't even have a license. Okay. All right. Well, this woman has so much. Like, I wouldn't want to be the one meeting my maker with all that she has.
Well, the reason her license was suspended during the traffic stop was due to, quote, manslaughter. So it looks like she did move to Los Angeles to become a dancer after she killed her friend. It appears Amber Heard is having trouble paying back her $8.35 million.
Can you imagine this young man, this Logan that she killed? Can you imagine being his parents, his sister, his brother, and watching this? Like, it's got to be really painful to see her in movies and then have the trial come up. And maybe it's painful, but maybe it's also a little bit of, maybe it feels like a little bit of justice has been served. I don't know. I can't imagine how they feel seeing this all play out.
She owes Johnny Depp. She actually just sold her house in Yucca Valley for over $500,000 above what she paid for it. But it looks like she used that money to go on a trip to Israel.
Does anybody else think this is weird? Tell me if you notice the weird thing about this photograph, okay? Let me show you. I'm gonna make it big. What is weird that you notice about this photo of Amber and Eve? She is literally, I don't know if it's just me or whatever. I know I think she's fat. No, she's not fat at all. But Eve is cutting her food for her. Like, I don't know. Amber can't cut her own steak. I don't understand it. Okay. I'm not gonna pick. Eve's cutting her food. Yes! Elon for the win. Her face looks round. Yeah. I think she's like moving her jaw. I don't think she's fat. I think that's silly to say she's fat. She's definitely not. But yeah, Eve's cutting her food. What? Okay. All right. I won't pick.
Instead of paying what she owes Johnny. And this reminds me so much of after she got the divorce settlement, instead of paying the charities, she went on a trip around the world. So just yesterday, Amber was spotted eating on a date with Eve Barlow, who was feeding her like a servant. Maybe they didn't break up after all. Eve has been real quiet on social media lately, and it's because she's traveling with Amber. What do you guys think of these revelations from the unsealed documents? Sound off in the comments below.
It's so weird to me. It's so weird. I don't know why those rumors were flying about. Does anyone know where that originated from, that they had broke up? Like, technically, we don't even know if they're dating. What channel is this guy? Yes, I'm glad you said that. I will put his channel link in the thing so you guys can have that. I don't watch him often, but he does do really good videos. So this is what I wish I could do. There we go. I wish I could be as quick as some of these people. And unfortunately, I can't. And they're able to get it out almost instantaneously. I'm like, how are you able to? Holy crap. But yeah, they do a great job. Good channel to follow. Another good one. He doesn't get as much credit as he should either. So, what is everyone? I can't believe that she actually did this. Like, she actually killed someone, even if it wasn't on purpose. I love Muse. Hey, Muse! Who's talking about the Muse? I fucking love the Muse. They are amazing. I haven't listened to them in a while. Dang, now I want to. One of my favorite bands in the world. Yes, they're so good. All right, let's take a look at how the media is spinning this, right? How the media is spinning it. We just saw how basically, YouTubers are covering it. Now, I do think that people should. I know that Andy didn't go over them all and Laura, right? But I do think it's fair. And if you really want transparency, you got to say the bad that came out from Johnny also, which it's not near as much, right? But the editing of the photographs is pretty dumb in my opinion. It was unneeded. Muse came to Chicago a few years ago and I missed it. Madness. That always reminded me of the video to Madness, always reminded me of Clark Kent and Lois Lane, and I don't know why. I don't know why. All right, let's take a look. I'm gonna use the archive link so I don't have to deal with ads. Biggest bombshells. Okay. This is going to be the biggest bombshells. Let's see how they actually cover it. Do they have like a list? Okay, they do. Here we go. Here's the first one. We've already discovered this or discussed this. Heard's team alleged that Johnny Depp inappropriately sought to include nude photographs of Amber Heard as evidence in the televised trial. Heard's team also claimed that Depp tried to introduce other irrelevant personal matters, like Heard's brief stint as an exotic dancer year before she met Depp. This is what we just read, okay? The issue I have here, I have no issue with people covering this. Nude pictures of Amber, comments about stripping. I guess I gotta give them credit because they're just saying what was on there. But clearly it's made to seem like it was done as some sort of revenge porn. Let me look at the title here. Did they say that? Yeah. Erectile dysfunction. Okay, at least they don't call it revenge porn. I did see one call it that, and I'm like, that is absolutely false, right? That's not what it was. Now the media is doing everything they can to save face. You know what? I would have much more respect, and I do think there has been some, but I would have much more respect if after the trial they were at least able to admit their mistakes. And that's one thing I'll never understand, whether it's YouTubers or it is people that are writing for, some of the bigger tabloids or publications, is that nobody expects, at least I don't think most people do, expect perfection. That's why they have updates. That's why you'll open an article and it'll say updated on this date. Here's the original article down here. You're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes. Your own biases are going to come in. So just correct what you did wrong. And they never, ever will. Very rarely, I should say, will they. Heard tried to submit. See, at least they're covering this. And I actually seen a lot of people shaming Johnny for, not a lot of people, a lot of Amber stans. I mean, I guess they're people. Let's debate it. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of Amber stans really going at this idea. For one, Johnny Depp is nearly 60 years old. This is something that sometimes, unfortunately, comes with age. For two, honestly, it's not abnormal for men at all. It's like I think it was Shane that said it in my comment section yesterday or 2 days ago when I did the video. 1 in 5 men suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 20% of humanity. It's nothing to be ashamed of. And not only that, I get it. It's a man thing. You're going to be ashamed. But it's like shaming somebody for being diabetic or for having hypertension or having arthritis. It's a medical ailment you cannot control. Nobody in their right mind would look at somebody. Whoa, Bianca just blew up the entire chat. Nobody would in their right mind would look at somebody and be like, oh my God, you suffer from high blood pressure? Holy crap, it must suck being you. Like, high blood pressure was so 2000s. How could you even let yourself suffer from that? You are a fool. Nobody would do that. But now it's okay for this? I just don't. Why the hell did I get shot now? Sadly, a lot of ladies who are monsters use it to mock the man and make them feel inadequate. Yeah, and a lot of women are monsters also, clearly. But it's not something that should ever be mocked. It's not, there's certain things you cannot help, and that's one of them. Not only that, but to add to it, basically you have opiates. He used a lot of opiates. He owned up to it. Opiates will fuck with your sex drive bad. So he was at a double whammy there, right? Ridiculous. But Heard's team argued that Depp's alleged. Okay, so this is the reason why she wanted this included. It was because, oh Jesus Christ, the erectile dysfunction was relevant to the actress's most disturbing allegation that Depp assaulted her with a liquor bottle during the fight. The one where she could tell the shape of the bottle, right? Though Mr. Depp would rather not disclose his erectile dysfunction condition, such a condition absolutely is relevant to the SV, including Mr. Depp's anger and use of the bottle to assault AH. Mr. Depp's erectile dysfunction made it more probable that Mr. Depp would be angry or agitated in encounters with Amber Heard, and he would resort to a bottle. Jeez. I could understand someone getting frustrated over that situation. I can understand in the bedroom, but not randomly in the kitchen, which is where they said this took place. I just don't buy it. I don't. That whole story felt so fabricated. Oh my God. Goodness gracious. Okay, here's the Marilyn Manson stuff. I'm curious. I'll have to look a little bit later. I'm curious if Colonel Kurtz covered this. I bet she does if she didn't. I mean, people weird, Tristan. Good morning, Angelo. I don't buy it either. Yeah, it's just very weird. Like, I could understand how that would make you angry. I do. But to resort to that kind of a low, I don't buy it. I don't. So here's the text with Marilyn Manson. And a now unsealed document from March 28 revealed more disturbing texts between Depp and Manson. Taking a page out of his friend's book, who was suing Evan and Rachel Wood for defamation, where she accused him of grooming an SA. According to the copies of the text in the unsealed documents, Manson messaged Depp in 2016 about a woman named Lindsay. Manson is currently married to a photographer named Lindsay, saying he had an Amber 2.0 situation. I mean, when Amber is now known as this, I get it. Like, a lot of people are going to be like, a lot of dudes are going to be like, oh my God, I had this one situation where this bitch tried to totally Amber Heard me. You know what I mean? Like, that's her legacy is now a joke. Bianca does not play. Never. Now with the swords. Lindsay just pulled an Amber on me. Please delete. He wrote back, I've been reading a lot of material on that and sociopathic behavior. It is effing real, my brother. My what is goddamn my exercise, my excuse? I'm not sure. Manson replied, I got a serious police Amber type scenario with Al's family. I'm fucking stressing. I don't know if you are back, but I need asylum somewhere because I think cops might be headed my way. Oh. Good morning, NWO. Oh, I do know that he had a search warrant at one time and they went in. To my understanding, they didn't find anything. In another unsealed text exchange, Manson messaged Depp, "My new fan meet and greet girl looks like you need it. Trust me, I'll send pic. 18." God. I obviously am not going to say that that's good. Like, that's gross. Oh, that's gross to me. Gary, thank you so much. Maybe he just wasn't feeling it because he was living with a see you next Tuesday. Yeah. Like, could you? There are a lot more to sexual attraction than just beauty. Sure, beauty's a thing, but living with her, dealing with her on a daily basis, absolutely 100% Gary. Freaking ridiculous. No way. Speaking of legacies, Amber Heard is now an Urban Dictionary term. Oh, we got to look this up. We got to. Amber Heard Urban Dictionary. No, it is! Amber Heard. The act of shitting on someone's pillow while they're not there. Yeah, bro. He was being an asshole, so I did an Amber Heard while he was gone. Oh my God. Oh, there's more. Oh, it's all kind of the same thing, meaning turd. When you get so angry that you go on your partner's bed sheet and you shit out your whole colon on them. No. Oh my God. I actually thought it would be claiming victimhood, but no, it's the shitting on the bed thing. Oh my God. The slippery hoe that Johnny Depp donates some of his jizz to for a while. Oh my God. Oh my God. That is so hilarious. Well, Amber, that's your legacy. Perpetual, fabricated victimhood and shitting the bed. God, that would suck. That would suck. Oh, thank you for that, Planetary Federation of Unions. I needed that laugh. That is so freaking funny. Okay. Manson, this was Manson's thing to Depp. We talked about this. I'm not a dude. I don't get it. It's gross. It's weird, especially that young. But it's not illegal. Doesn't mean it's good. Like, honestly, to me, I'm just like, fuck that. That's gross. Leave it be. I'm not going to say anything nice about that. I just can't. Depp fought to keep testimony out of the court. The unsealed documents show, while not always successful, Depp's lawyers fought to keep many of Heard's experts off the witness stand. Even though Elaine Barkin did ultimately testify. Oh, she was so unlikable. She did a terrible job. Like, I think she was probably one of their worst. Like, at least the Doofenshmirtz guy was funny and he made you giggle because he was so ridiculous. But Elaine was just downright terrible. So they tried to block her testimony. They also tried to keep inflammatory texts between Depp and his actor friend Paul Bettany private. And that's actually pretty weird to me because those were leaked. I mean, I guess not everybody sees it, but those had already leaked to the public. We had actually covered those. So I don't see that one as nearly a big of a deal. And I think he went about that completely the correct way. He literally apologized, right? Sorry you had to hear that. And I think that was the best way he could. It was the witch and burn and mutilate her corpse. Yeah, we know that. They also unsuccessfully sought to bar David Spiegel. I mean, he was funny at least. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he at least was funny. But he had never actually talk to Johnny. And I think that was a bit problematic. Same with Dr. Hughes, another psychiatrist who met Heard for several sessions and determined she had PTSD. And Dr. Amy Banks, a relationship consultant who met with the couple and believed Heard suffered DV. The court documents further show that Depp team wished to exclude forensic expert Julian Eckhart, who later suggested in court that the audio and photo files submitted by Depp raised concern for manipulation, alteration, and deletion. So that was really all you took out of that? Goodness gracious. I have another one we're going to look at, but that wasn't much. It doesn't seem like they really dived too deep into that at all. She's bitter because Johnny didn't like her back. Exactly, Breezing. Exactly. I don't know. That was just that witness to me was probably one of the worst. All right, let's see. So, here's the metadata. And at trial, the jury, okay. According to the Daily Beast, though, court docs suggest that Depp might have been the one who manipulated his image. That according to Julian Eckhart, that's who we just talked about, testified who didn't get the opportunity to speak. The documents say that there were anomalies that call into question the authenticity of metadata documents. Often the created and modified dates came years after Depp claimed certain incidents had occurred. For example, one picture of his face bearing bruises and scratches the actor said he got from 2015 in March. Okay, so that would be the disco bloodbath stuff. Allegedly had creation and modifications from 2019. Well, that's pretty easy there. They were in the picture with the people. Nobody in that said that wasn't from that time. It was probably either modified in July or something happened. It obviously was that at that time. Heard's team did request the original files. They were denied. So you're going to pay attention to whatever comes out of WB earnings call. Oh, yes, that is today. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. It's going to be big news today. Depp allegedly. Okay, so here we go again. Do you see this pattern yet? They're not talking about anything that Amber did. Not a single thing. All of it is about Johnny. Okay. We're not going to go through that again. Depp claimed he was not alleging harm by Heard based on any specific injury or mental. So this is that Daily Beast article they keep quoting, which is the one, if you remember, who unsealed these documents. Her name, let me look. I have it because I have all the links and stuff. I can actually put it in the chat if you guys want to take a look at it. Andrea Burkhart. Here. Here's where all the documents are. Are you going to let me pin it? Are you going to let me pin it? And I'm going to go through them better. I just didn't have quite... Okay, it's not going to let me pin it. So if you want it, grab it now. Grab it now. Why isn't it letting me pin it? There we go. I always... Okay, no. All right, there it is. Amber is really aged like milk. Yes, yes, absolutely. So what is this insinuating? Depp described it as probably the closest thing he ever had to a nervous breakdown. Please describe in detail each and every incident in which Heard physically or emotionally abused him. Basically, he came back, according to the Daily Beast, and said it was unlikely to lead to discovery of admissible evidence, and that it seeks documents and communications that are irrelevant and material are unnecessary. Okay. He tried to keep... Don't you think it's more relevant in this situation to talk about the stuff we've covered? The lies, her trying to keep the Tasia Von Rhee stuff out, all of this. But they're not going for a single bit of that. The finger incident hasn't been included with Jennifer Howell in a single one of these. The only one I've seen covered it for sure is TMZ. But they care about some unsavory text. Are you kidding me? Have you seen any of these comic book movies? No. Zorro 1 and 2, The Shadow, The Phantom, Darkman 1, 2, and 3. Gary, I'm really bad at movies. Like, when I say bad, I mean worse than anybody you've ever met with movies. I've not seen a single one of them. I've read Zorro and Shadow comics, Phantom comics. I'm really bad. Oh, by the way, less than 12 hours until Sandman is released on Netflix. I am beyond excited. Beyond excited. Beyond excited. Like, I have never been this excited for a show. Never been this excited for a show. What's my favorite movie? Ooh, that's so hard to answer because I have a lot of favorites. Like, I love Edward Scissorhand. I love Legend of the Fall and Interview with a Vampire. But I love Age of Ultron and Wonder Woman. I don't think I have a favorite necessarily. If I had to pick Jaws, I've never seen Jaws. I would probably have to go with the original Wonder Woman. Probably. I'm on season 3 of Stranger Things. Ooh, I'm curious to see what you think when it is over. That's such a good season. I can't. Season 4, you're gonna fucking flip over. It's that good. It's that good. I'm telling you, Stranger Things is something else. It's such a good show. Now we just need to get Bianca to watch it. That's all of them. All of them. Never seen Jaws. Nope. Never seen any Jaws. Never really seen. I'm really bad about movies. So yeah, the unsavory texts are so much more important than I guess cutting off his finger. Heard's attorney urged her to go for a larger divorce settlement. Okay. They wanted tens of millions of dollars. Oh, so this is just the backpats thing because they praised her for only taking so much. They reportedly praised her for being Come on, this is real. They reportedly praised her for being amazingly true to her word and that this is not about the money. Please tell me you're joking with this. Please tell me you can't actually think that. If that was the case, why was none of the money donated? And don't use the excuse of I got sued because it was 13 months later. Okay, sure. Heard's team wasn't allowed to include some of Disney's alleged warnings to Johnny Depp's then agent. Was it Carino? Christian Carino? No, Miss Jacobs? What the hell is wrong with your client? That's what they said. Wait. According to the Post, Heard's attorney Elaine also barred questioning from Tracy Jacobs about the aftermath of the TV appearance Depp made while allegedly drunk and high, to the point that Disney executives what? This is literally hearsay though. To the point Disney studio executives called Miss Jacobs asking, "What the hell is wrong with your client?" Heard's team said it was a similar story with filming Pirates 5, which Disney exec allegedly warned Jacobs that Johnny's substance abuse was not going to be tolerant and that they were not going to put up with it, and that there would be no love between Johnny and Disney given the Pirates 5 situation. That probably wasn't included simply because, like with anything else, it like what we heard a million times, it was hearsay. Since people might not expect it, these new documents will not affect the appeal. The appeal is a review of the jury trial. There will only determine whether or not the available evidence impacted the jury. Exactly. This is just unsealed at this point. This isn't going to affect Amber's appeal. This isn't going to affect Johnny's appeal. I thought it was so great on that Camille Vasquez interview with I know her first name's Gail. I'm not sure her last name. King. I think King. She said it's a legal strategy, right? And that they actually weren't going to appeal. They were just going to let it go. Amber made her own bed. And if you remember, let me move this over. Do you remember when the trial was over, Elaine did her kind of round, right? And then we saw Johnny's lawyer, Ben, and Camille both go on a couple different places. But one of the interviewers kind of pushed the ball a little bit, and he said, is Johnny going to collect the money, or is this really about getting his name cleared? And if you remember, Johnny was the lawyer was kind of like, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And I think at that point, they were considering the possibility of not collecting. And I was even like, that would kind of be a Banff move, right? That would kind of be a really good way to play this, to make her look like a fucking fool. And then Amber came out and did interviews and talked to people and ran her mouth to that Savannah Guthrie. And I think that was at the point that everybody was like, you know what? Get your money. Get your fucking money. And now we're seeing not only with the trial, she made her own bed. Now with the aftermath of the trial, she made her own fucking bed. She did this. And it's ridiculous. It is. NWO, Amelia Clark is too small for Mira. Speaking of which, NWO, did you see, I don't know if you've seen the blonde thing. I know you like Anna de Armas. And I seen people saying that she was too Cuban for the role, or sounded too Cuban for the role. I was like, I want to see that movie. Camille and Chu played it smart. Absolutely. Oh, Robert, you can put your link in the chat if you want. If anyone wants to see Bianca's so pretty. She doesn't give herself any credit. She is fucking adorable. But it is a little odd. I don't know if odd's the right word, but when her face matches up with her voice, because I don't know, like it's hard for me to, because I've talked to Bianca so much. I love talking to Bianca. She's one of my best friends. And then seeing her face match up to her voice, it was odd the first time, but I've seen her before. She is freaking beautiful. Check out Robert's page. I don't know if Bianca's still here. If she is, she's probably red in the cheeks. I'm definitely gonna say that. I knew Bianca was cute from the moment I saw her voice or heard her voice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Anna de Armas is perfect as Marilyn Manson. Marilyn was a toxic, elegant beauty, and Anna was captured that brilliantly. I agree. I absolutely agree. I was just curious what you thought when people were saying she sounded too Cuban, or it was a race swap, so to speak. I was just like, you can't win for trying. I think I love the way that they did that trailer with the influx of using Norma Jean and that being a persona, and I love it. Looking at HBO Max memes on Twitter, yeah, that's getting folded in. Did I say Marilyn Manson? I'm sorry. I meant Marilyn Monroe. I'm sorry. We were just talking about Marilyn Manson. And to be fair, you know I cannot go through a stream without fucking up something in my words. I generally, on a normal basis, fuck up something. Yes, I did get the email, Robert. I will email you back either later today or tomorrow. It just depends. I'll figure something out with Noobs 50. But I generally fuck up at least one time during my stream. Come on now, let's be real. Is HBO Max really getting shut down? Not really. It's getting full. It's getting folded into the Discovery app. So it'll be like a tab on the Discovery app. It'll have its own section. The only thing that really worries me is that they're going for more of the unscripted stuff, so more of the reality stuff as compared to scripted. I can just about guarantee we're going to hear that the Titans last season is 4. Doom Patrol is over. Maybe they'll keep Doom Patrol. We already know the CW Gotham Knights show is canned. I can just about guarantee you're going to hear a lot today and in the next 24 hours. HBO blows, they should die. They have Harley Quinn. Take it back, Joseph, right now. Harley Quinn is enough. And Doom Patrol. Come on now. So I can just about guarantee you're going to hear a lot more cancellations in order for them to get their shit on straight. This is a really smart move. Get your shit in order. We're going to talk. I'm going to have a panel on Sunday, and we're going to talk about all of this because you're going to hear a lot. Yeah, Gotham Knights got canned. Oh, everybody's so sad, right? You're going to hear a lot in the next 24 hours when it comes to this. You really, really are. I hope most of it's good. I was disappointed with Batgirl. We'll talk more about that on Sunday. I feel bad for Leslie Grace, and it was really odd to me. I got a comment that kind of stuck out. And it was odd to me because somebody said, you're allowed to, basically, in a nutshell, you're allowed to be mean to these people because you're punching up. You're allowed to be mean because they have more money than you. And I was like, kind of taken back. They were like, well, I see whose side you're on. You're on the billionaire side. For one, Leslie Grace is not a billionaire. That's ridiculous. For two, she's still a person. No matter how she's looking at somebody because of their class or how much money they have is really shallow and petty to me. I don't think it's smart. I think it's a bad precedent, and I think it shows a lot of your natural prejudice. And I don't like that mentality at all. And I've seen it coming out a little bit more and more from the left, and that's really a shame. I don't want to see that. And I don't think anybody should be harassed because Leslie Grace is probably, I can guarantee it, I would bet money, she is fucking heartbroken and miserable right now. She doesn't need fanboys over there going, ha ha, you're not going to get to be black woman. You're not going to get to be black girl or Blasian. Like, come on now. It's ridiculous. I feel bad. Someone literally compared Jon Stewart's cameo in Justice League to Batgirl getting it canned and said it was, are you kidding me? I did not know that. That is a ridiculous comparison. And they got to use Martian Manhunter, which was cool anyway. Like, I'm not a huge Snyder fan, but that was neat. And it was only because of that Green Lantern show, to my understanding, is why they couldn't use it. And that's another one that's going to be up in the air. The Constantine show and the Green Lantern show we've been hearing about for like 4 years, right? So those ones, we might hear some cancellation too. Oh yes, and let's mock and ridicule an actress who wanted to do this with Batgirl. What Depp has done to Jack Sparrow and entertain kids. Exactly. And it's really sad to see that mentality coming out. I don't think it's fair. And I don't think it's a humanist approach. If you're going to be on somebody's side, you need to be on the side of the human, of the person. And that is not being on their side. I think it was really bad. So, all right, guys, I am going to wrap up, but I will likely. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm thinking. It hurts my brain. I probably won't have a video out today, another video out today. I'll have one out tomorrow, and then Saturday, I'm hoping to record with both Hooded Justice and Robert. One for my channel, one for Robert's channel. Me and Hooded Justice are going to review the Sandman series because we've been doing it with the comic, but that won't be out till Monday. And I am also having a special guest for a Walking Dead 10th anniversary thing. So lots of fun stuff coming up, guys. I promise. Not just shorts content, but God knows you're going to get that too, right? Hi, Nick. Good afternoon, good, and goodbye. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.